Okay, the next thing we're going to do is work on that poster that we saved the other day. We've got some other things that we need to do to it. So because we saved it in Mrs. Questel's folder, we're going to go ahead and double click on the folder, and then you're going to find that project. Okay, and I know that the one I worked on in the movie was 5. So I'm going to open my project. You're going to find yours. And it's going to open up the project. And the last thing I think we did was put the state name in. So we need to go ahead and finish filling out the other information, and then we'll work on the pictures. So we're going to click on the state nickname. Again, click on the letters, then click after with your mouse. After the last letter, put a space. We're going to type the word is, and then you're going to type in the name of your nickname for your state, using correct spelling and capitalization. Again, we're going to fill in the state capital. Now, we're going to click on the current governor of the state. We're going to delete of the state. So we're going to delete back to current governor is, and then you're going to type in the correct name. And finally, we need to fill in the state motto. So I'm going to click on the words, and I'm going to click after the colon, 2 spaces this time. Or actually, let's go ahead and delete the colon, type the word is, just like we've been doing before. And we want to make sure we use quotation marks in this case because it is an actual quote. And then that's the end of my sentence. I'm going to put a period and then the ending quotes. The state motto is nothing without Providence. Now we need to fill in our information for our state flower. So I'm going to click on the words, then after the R in flower is, and then the name of my flower, using correct capitalization and spelling. Notice that it told me Mr. Hickenlooper's name is misspelled, but it's because it's a name. Okay, the same with my name, although I did use 2 capital letters, so I'm going to fix that. Okay, anything underlined in red is either misspelled or the computer doesn't know it. This is just a proper name and it doesn't know that's the correct spelling, but I know it is because I looked it up. So now I've finished with my state flower. I'm going to put the name of my state bird in. So click on the words, then click one time after the last letter of the word, which is a D, a space, is. Don't have to name the flag. We're going to name the state tree. And finally, the famous person's name, I'm going to delete all of that and just type in that person. Okay, now I have everything in with the exception of working with my pictures. And notice that my picture is laying on top of my map. Well, I'm going to leave my picture alone, so I'm going to take my map picture and just slide it down a little bit so that it's off of the picture of me. Now notice that the map is cut off. Do you see how you can't see the edges over here or over here? Anytime that a part of your picture is cut off, if you double click on that picture 2 times, notice it's showing me the actual edges. The thing to do is to make it smaller or larger so that it fits in the box that you have given. So in this case, I'm going to need to make it smaller, and then I'm going to hit done. And now I can see the whole state of Colorado. I'm going to go ahead and do the exact same things with the pictures of my flower and my bird, any of them that don't fit. My flower is okay, my bird is okay. My trees, I'm going to double click and just check them. And yeah, they're okay. I'm going to go ahead and hit done. And then notice that the picture of my chief, the top of his head is cut off. So I'm going to double click. And I'm going to shrink it down until it fits just right. And in this instance, sometimes it's necessary to pull in the white space. So I'm going to do that with my box. I'm going to just pull the edges in so that they line up with my picture, because I'm going to put a border on it in a moment. So I'm going to go ahead and hit done. Now I want it to line up kind of centered under the name Chiefy Ray, so I am going to slide it over just a little bit so that it lines up. And now everything is pretty good. The last thing I want to do is put a border around my picture, my state bird, my state flower, my famous person, and my tree. We're not going to put a border around our flag or our state. So the first picture I'm going to click on is my picture. And right up here where it says no border, I'm going to choose line. We're going to work with lines. And you can decide the thickness, but do not go any larger than 4. Okay, so that's 4. I'm going to go with 2. This is the color of the line that's around the box that has the little boxes. We call those handles. I'm going to click on the little circle right here. This is the color wheel, and in order to see all the colors, I have to take the little tab all the way to the right, and here's where I can pick a color that I want to go on my box. Okay, so whatever color I choose, that's good. Then I'm going to close the color wheel window, and I'm going to move on to the next picture that I can put a frame on, and that's going to be my flower. So I'm going to click on my flower, and again, I want a border. I'm going to go to line, and then I think I either want yellow or purple. It's going to look really nice with my picture. I think I'm going to go with purple. Let's see what yellow looks like. And I like the yellow, so I'm going to go ahead and go with yellow and then close. Whatever is selected is the color that's going to change. Now I'm my bird. I'm going to go ahead and change it from no border to line. I'm going to leave it all at 2 point, and then I'm going to click on a picture for the border. I think I want to go really dark so it kind of complements the background. Then I'm going to close the color wheel. Finally, I'm going to go down to my trees, border, line. I pick the color wheel. I'm going to change the color of it to black. Close the color wheel, and finally I'm going to do my famous person, line. Click on the color wheel. This time I want to do a shade of brown. There we go. And then close. Now I'm going to minimize it so you can see the full effect. Okay. And now my project is done. I'm going to File, Save, and then at this point, when you think you're done, you'll raise your hand and I will take a look at it, or Mrs. Clistel will, and then we will begin to print. Okay, that's the end.